And you guys were both saying you would be willing to give up a first rounder to get him. So just because we threw that out there, and there's no reason to think the Kings are looking into this. Maybe they are. I don't know. But people around the NBA are talking about Zion and how maybe the Pelicans would be looking to move him. How about this? One East executive, according to ESPN, called gauging Williamson's trade value, quote, the hardest question to answer in the NBA right now. It's really hard to see anybody paying a ton for him right now, but there are a very limited number of players in the league when healthy who are at or near the franchise player tier.
Yeah.
The only way you win at the highest level is to have a guy who can do the type of things he can do if he's healthy. I would probably do something stupid to get him if it were me making decisions. That is an East executive.
Now, I got to go back to the conversation we had yesterday, Whitey, because I want to make sure I heard you right. First round pick.
Yeah, I'm not.
You would still would not
a flyer on him. I understand why you would. I would not because of the injury history. And
a first round pick. I'm just saying one first round. I'm not saying the Gobert package or Mikal Bridges or one first round pick.
Yeah, I would not.
Jay, this guy is killing me, bro. Did you see Zion last night?
Did you see him? The highlight.
I saw the body.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The dude looked in the best shape maybe of his NBA career.
He's out there with Lim.
Yeah, he's out there hanging with Lim out there. For a first rounder, I would do it.
Not interested.
I would do it.
Yeah, I understand that. Let's see here. There's one executive who says they have all kinds of protections in the contract for injury. And so one Eastern Conference executive, this is to your point. I disagree with you, but I'm not arguing here. I'm actually bolstering your argument. It is one of the best contracts in the NBA.
Talking about Zion?
Yes, because there's so much
many
protection in there for games missed.
Right.
But looking back, it's hard to argue that any team would have guaranteed Zion $197 million without conditions in the extension. So could he be a surprise trade candidate this year? The consensus, if there is one, it's starting to look more possible that maybe New Orleans would think about moving off of him. We know they definitely want to move off of Brandon Ingram. Zion, their hand may be forced there. But
yeah. Aaron is saying, I would do 2 firsts. Some guys worth the risk. Ryan Williams-Art says the best ability is availability, and Zion doesn't have it. If I didn't have to give up multiple firsts, I would love to bring Zion in. Because here's the thing too, Whitey, and I understand the injury history. What about the medical staff down there in New Orleans? They historically have suffered from
the football
49ers, right? Yeah.
No, the Saints.
Oh, the Saints.
Yeah.
It's their medical. Like they share medical. Right.
Can you take a look at a couple of our guys?
And I'm just speaking from, an organizational standpoint. It doesn't have to be the Kings. If you believe you have the best medical staff, the best facilities, the best trainers, maybe it's you get this guy in your system, and he did play 70 games last year. You get this guy in your system, and all of a sudden, not saying he turns into Iron Man or any AC Green or anything like that, but as a player, when he's out there, he's great. And I get the injury history. I get the risk. To me, a first-round pick is not that much, actually, especially depending on which draft year we're talking about. The first-round pick this year, if you're talking lottery. But ideally for the Kings, you bring in Zion, keep him with what you have. You ain't going to be in the lottery in 3 years.
Well, that's dangerous thinking. Yeah, they've fallen in that trap before. To me, if I were wandering in the wilderness, getting Zion would be in some ways similar to when they went out and got Weber. And I'm not saying they're the same guy, but the Kings they didn't have any things like, well, maybe this guy's very talented. Maybe he'll find it. And he did. But I'm far enough along now with something else where I just don't want to assume that risk. Maybe it would be a brilliant move. I'm just not interested right now.
And I got to hear from the people out there. 916-339-1140, because to be respectful, Whitey, that blows my mind. I'm talking one first-round pick. I ain't talking about 3 first-rounders, 3 players and 2 first. 1 first-round pick give me 1 first Zion for 50 games, 60 games for 1 first-round pick. This dude is really
superstar.
Good. This dude is good.
When he plays, and it's not as often as you need him to play.
So if he has a 70-game season for the Kings next year, is that good enough or no?
The problem is with Zion, we look at 70 as like, wow, he was healthy.
No, in today's day and age, I'll take 70 out of any player, to be honest. Any star player, I'm taking 70. Durant, Steph, LeBron, Fox. 70 is in today's day and age, that's a healthy clip.
But why would I think he's going to play 70?
Because he did last year.
And how about this year?
Hamstring, it happens.
Yes, it does happen.
Maybe it's a medical staff. Maybe that's what I'm saying. I got to look at the medicals. If it's something chronic or if it's something, you do your medicals and the knees are bad or something, no. But he's still, 26 years old, I think it is, I said yesterday. Sign me
25.
up. 25, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up. This is not Greg Oden we're talking about.
You know what's interesting, and it's funny because your guy, and I just pulled it up, but I looked at this like last week. Cam Johnson hadn't played a lot. It's very interesting because I looked and I was looking at the timeline once. I think we brought this up either last week or the week before. He's 28. I thought he was way younger. I don't know why. And then I started looking at the games.
He hasn't played any games.
He's missed a ton of games.
He's like a broken hand. Yeah.
58 last week. Last year,
a bunch of
25
games.
the year before. 42 the year before.
Yeah, he's never played a full season yet either. Because I looked at that. Because I was like, dude, he's not 25. He's 28.
Oh, man.
Then I started looking at it, and I was like, wait a minute. Top round draft pick. Looked, and I was like, he's never even played in 80 games in one season.
He's one of those guys that he kind of was older when he came out of college, which is one reason why people have never really thought of him as a top prospect. Because, guys now that.
Wow.
Yeah.
66. I'm going to run it down.
Yeah, I think the most he's played is 70 something.
No, most he's played is 66,
okay,
Jay.
My bad.
57, 60, 66. One of those years was shortened, obviously.
Yeah.
42. 58.
So are you saying you don't want Cam Johnson?
I'm saying if I was basing it on your logic, no, I would not want Cam Johnson. Not available enough.
But you do want Cam Johnson.
Yeah, I do. But if I was using your logic, I'd be like, I can't. This dude never plays 58 games, 42 games. I can't. He's never out there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. He's playing this year. He's played every game. Well, he hasn't played every game, but he's played 32 games. Yeah.
Sign me up for Zion, Sacramento Kings fans.
Can I get?
Yeah.
How about this? Can I send one draft pick to one, send one over to another?
Yep.
When we come back, the conversation continues. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, and where yesterday's roster moves leave the Kings cap-wise. Next on Sactown Sports.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing